Hi, my name is Tristiana Louie. I'm a junior from Lincoln High.
You know!
And this is my poem, This Is Not the Unicorn's Last Meal. You talk about me being pretty in many ways, complimenting my outfits or my hair or the bones that show above the collar of my shirt. Pretty in the way you wish you were, but you don't. You comment on how my clothes don't seem to fit right, say my hair is messy and how your jeans accentuate all the right places, and then reminding me that I have nothing to accentuate. You call me pretty like it's something mystic, rare, unachievable, like a unicorn running through an open field of tulips just as the sun's starting to set. But that unicorn's horn reminds me too much of my ribs. That unicorn's horn has been covered in blood, covered in myth, covered in lies. The magic inside glittering like the makeup I don't leave the house without, but most times I'm too afraid to even put on. As we see this spectacle running further into the sunset, I realize, a moment too late. The unicorn wasn't running out of freedom. It was running from a snake, afraid of not being careful enough of stepping right into the snake's mouth. The snake isn't normal. Its body surrounds mine, compressing all the places I wish didn't exist in the first place, biting into my sides, my legs, my eyes, until all I can see is the number of its teeth morphing into the number of mine, the number of bites, the number on the package, the number I was scared to step on. As I look closer, those tulips look more like two lips. Maybe they're yours, maybe they're mine, maybe it's almost every person I have ever met. My ears pick up their voices. I listen, but it's all the same things over and over. My skeleton of a body growing smaller and smaller at each insignificant word. The sunset becomes a dark night sky. But even then, the unicorn keeps running. The stars keep shining. She is still beautiful, but she is running out of air. She's going to find out that it's hard to breathe when all that's in your body is water. It's salt on ice. It's half a piece of gum. It's toothpaste but no mouthwash. Half of a dinner left out from the night before. No breakfast, no lunch. Nobody to hold your hair when you throw up. Nobody to come and pick you up when you pass out in the shower. Nobody to help you when your limbs go numb. Nobody to care when you get to the number you said this should stop. She's going to slow down. She's going to be pulled back by those two lips, two arms. She is going to collapse. Just like the piece of paper, just like the house of cards, just like the glass she made herself out of. But this story isn't over. Those stars are still shining. She'll wake up with a headache. Dirt and bruises and her pure glistening hair, some sticking to the pillow as she rises. She'll drink water from the previous day, the feeling of her own mouth making her feel sick. But she'll stand and she'll run. And someday she's going to make it to those stars.
Hi, my name is Axton.
My name is Maggie.
My name is Presley,
I'm Sky.
and we are from Lincoln Arts and Humanities.
Impossible!
And this is our poem, Female Hysteria.
There comes a time in girlhood when you realize
Cut your nails.
Cut your hair.
Cut the attitude.
Cut the weight.
But
I didn't mean to cut you off, but as a man,
As an incel,
as an alpha,
I just think you should put in a little more effort.
don't eat that.
drink this green juice.
What's my course?
Get abs in 5 days.
Because as a celebrity,
As an influencer,
As your internet friend, I just think you should put in a little more effort.
please
What were you wearing?
you're overreacting.
boys will be boys.
Cross your legs.
Because as your
As
friend,
your family,
As your partner, I just think you should put in a little more effort.
because as a man,
as an influencer,
As your loved one, we just want you to be your best. You're too dressed up.
you're too dressed
your
down.
dress size is what?
You should work on that.
Be a 0.
Be a double zero.
Be nothing.
Make me a sandwich.
Try these supplements.
That's not very ladylike.
If I could
You
interject,
need to listen.
you need to listen to me.
I need you to listen to me. I need you to need me. We only want what's best for you. We want you to be happy. I want you to be ready for the real
I
world.
want you to have the body of your
I
dreams.
want you to end up with a nice guy like me.
I want. We just want you to be the best version of you.
I want my girlfriend to be young enough to be my daughter, but treat me like her son.
I want my followers to try these products that don't work so I can capitalize off their insecurities.
I want the people I associate with to be perfect so it doesn't affect my reputation. We just want you to be our best version of you. I only see my mutuals as worse extensions of myself.
I break other girls down to build myself up.
I don't see women as full people, so I don't treat them as such. I just want you to be
Myself?
Yeah, right.
Be perfect.
Beautiful.
Be modest.
Be helpful.
Be independent.
Be humble.
Be grateful.
Be active.
Be normal.
Be grateful.
Be grateful.
Be grateful, be grateful, don't slouch, don't stare, don't cry, don't complain, don't be yourself, be ours.
Because as a man,
As an influencer,
As your loved one,
as a man,
as a man, we need you to be our best.
What about what I want, huh? I don't need you to tell me about myself. I don't need you to speak for me. I don't need your help. I don't need you. There comes a time in girlhood when you realize you can't rely on a man to treat you like a person. There comes a time when you realize you need to stand up for yourself because no one will stand up for you. I don't want to be perfect. I don't need to be pretty, and almost no one's a size 0. I'm not your dog to train, and I won't beg for your attention. I won't sit, and I won't stay silent.
OMG, calm down.
she's a real treat.
Has she gone off the deep
I'm
end?
not a prize to be won, or a fish to be caught, or a puzzle to be solved.
Stop being so hysterical.
I'm not bossy, or crabby, or crazy, or loud, or annoying, or on my period.
Are you a lesbian? Then I can change your mind.
And I'm definitely not into you. I can't be another Picasso holding a dish brush, another Einstein distracted by baby formulas.
But what about us?
But what about me?
My name is Connor Schultz, and I am a junior at Lincoln Southwest. And my poem is titled, Me. We all have an unturned leaf. I've seen it before, staging in the shade of a sycamore. I viewed fields of flowers flowing in a fretless breeze, like falcons flocking to featherless trees. A lone blue cornflower petal petaled its peril right to my pupil. In its gaze, I found my past days, trapped in a haze like a rat in a maze. Cranky, the cruel cornflower cried crossly, in my face you see you, and thus you are me. In a rush, my past passed like compactors crushed, showing a persona forced upon me that society touched. I look back at the field, and my gaze finds not one, not three, but a number of cornflowers far past infinity. They called out, addressing me, stagnant and seductive in their unwavering monotony. In my face, you see you, and thus you are me. In a moment of panic, I realize I am exactly who I was made to be, it revealed. A blue flower in a cornflower field, all drank the same rain, the same sun, the same pain, the same fun. This is the truth, unwavering. But wait, a pink glow rang out through the plain. The source, a pink flower, the only one to remain. I shooed the close cornflower and seized my sure truth that had sat in the shade for centuries. If here is the clear frontier in which all life was wrought, if similar sun rays seeped in the same flowers where they were caught, if the same rain rained from rushed races from clouds that were brought, and a single anomaly still stood taut, then I will run. Through fields of feared flowers, through lakes of lurking liars, through deserts of deserted desires, to prove I'm not the template scribed upon by willful wishes of a god who writes to ring the world of wishes we designed, wit and weird, steered to a crime, seeing trailblazers as treason, killing without reason the possibilities we could have planted in this planet's molten crust. Uneven, I am more than the same rain from the sky, and greater than the same pain society applied. I will break from these thorny chains and drink the poison it placed in my veins. I will run until my legs are overrun, and fight until my fight is done. This is my destiny. The pink flower declared defiantly. In my face, you see you, and thus you are me.
My name's Avery. I'm from Southeast.
I'm John Robinson. I'm from Southeast.
Give up the flag!
I want it. It's there, at the other end of the gravel driveway I stand on. Every haunted house ever seen combined into one. Rotting wood hangs from the frame, threatening to fall. Graffiti splattered from a teenager's dared past. The windows had been knocked in, the broken glass glittering the yard, shining between long, unkempt grass blades. Urban sprawl has not touched this place. It's empty, with only bare fields keeping the house company.
Why am I here? What have I come for? There was a rumor of a man haunting this very place, a man that hung onto your very shadow as soon as you breathed the air of his old home. But those were just rumors, urban legends to scare kids. Why was I drawn to such a place?
I go up the gravel driveway, 1 foot after the next. The glass crunched under my foot. The porch creaks as I walk through the rickety door that was barely hanging on for dear life. There's one word.
Leave. Scribbled into the walls and on the floor, a simple command with so much behind it. Leave.
But beside the scratches, there was no dust, no dirt turned under my feet, sewn upholstery methodically placed as a family was about to have tea. Who has been here? Who's cleaned this place to normalcy? Leave.
I walk past the parlor and see the hallway. Someone's there, a startled man, eyes wide and clothes neatly pressed. Why does this man, hollow as the vases on the tables and desks, want to be alone? One word fell from his lips.
Leave. I don't. I stare, freezing not out of fear but curiosity. Who was this spirit, old and agitated? I take a step further towards him, and another until I've passed them all together and walk into the bedroom.
Leave. He spoke meekly. Here in the bedroom, the words scrawled on walls were different.
Stay. Over and over again. It was scratched like it was in a parlor. I turned to the man, his head downcast as if in embarrassment.
He is stuck here in this crumbling house, it falling down around him as he sat here like he did in life. Why was I here? That question kept ringing in my head like an antique dinner bell. I was here because he was. This man who has been here much longer than he needed to be. All alone, still alone, here.
One whisper of a word leaves his mouth. Leave.
I shake my head no. I shall stay if you will.
Leave.
Stay.
I stay.
We leave.
This was the last word I said to him, holding my hand out to this forsaken man, and though he did not take it, I could
I
feel
feel his warm embrace as we
leave
talked.
the house
No longer
that is
haunted.
haunted.